Good morning, everybody. Chris Coaster's back here coasting from Santa's Village in Bracebridge, Ontario, Canada, right on the shores of, should say the banks of the Muskoka River. Very interesting park that I have a lot of things to say about and I haven't even stepped foot in. First and foremost, great location for a Santa Claus themed amusement park because it is in the 45th parallel, which I discovered on the way into Montreal at the border, and Derby Line, Vermont, into Canada is in the 45th parallel, which is the halfway point to the North Pole. So we're halfway. This is like Santa's halfway point on his journey back home. So that's cool. And the similarities in the coaster history between this Santa's Village and my childhood Santa's Village in New Hampshire are very similar. First, their original coaster was a Rudolph-themed roller coaster. I mean, it makes sense. Two different styles of roller coaster, though. One was a powered Zamperla, and the other Reserve Transit is a Zierer. I never have known how to pronounce that manufacturer. But then the next two coasters, also eerily similar. They both added a SBF spinner penguin-themed roller coaster. And then the newest addition is a family coaster made by Vekoma. So the Midnight Flyer at the one in New Hampshire has an elf on the back of it, and this one has a Yeti. So I'm very excited to check out this park. Today's a cred run day. Going to two other places today before heading back to Canada's Wonderland for some re-rides. Took about 2 hours to get up here from Canada's Wonderland area in Vaughan, but this park should be pretty interesting. So let's go inside and get these coasters. And we are walking through the park. I spy creds. So there is the Peppermint Penguin, very similar to Poogie the Penguin spin out from Santa's Village in New Hampshire. And it looks like this right here is Yeti Trek. This one is the one I'm really excited for because I really like Midnight Flyer, and this is very similar. This one does have a station fly through as well. I don't see it operating at the moment, which is unfortunate because on the website it said it was running, so maybe they're just doing some preliminary testing. It might be one of those things where it doesn't open with the park. It looks pretty lengthy though. It goes all the way back there behind those trees, so very interesting looking ride right now, but hopefully it's gonna run. But we're gonna go get the Peppermint Penguin coaster first, so let's head over there. Good news, Yeti Trek is testing behind me, so very good sign. Huge line though for the Penguin spinner right now, so we just gotta wait it out. So Yeti is open, but the line is very long, so we'll see how long this actually does take. It's 10:55. Hopefully we can get on it fairly quickly because I got a couple other places to go today. And a lot of driving, but I am very excited for this ride. It's very, very fun. Okay, just got off Yeti Trek. What a fun ride. It takes you on an expedition with Percival Frostfoot, and he is actually, they have an actor playing him on TV in the queue, and they have all sorts of postcards of all his travels looking for the Yeti, and he's just like taking a picture for the postcard, and the Yeti's always in the background hiding. The Yeti's just always so elusive and escaping him. Throughout the ride there's like a Yeti sticking out of a outhouse, there's another one sticking out of a roof. So the Yeti's just throughout the ride, he's there. And obviously, like I mentioned before, he's on the back of the train too. So just such a great theming overall. Great ride, very smooth. I would do that over and over and over if this park was quiet, but it's very busy today, and that line is getting longer and longer and longer. So luckily the ride is very short, so you can get people in and out really quick. But it's going to be one ride for me basically on Yeti Trek today, because we have other places to go. I would love to ride it again, but it's just so quick. I got to ride front row though, which is nice. I don't seek out front row or back row typically. But when the front row is presented to me, I don't say no. I don't take it, even at a children's park. So just got off that. Gonna be heading out though. This is a cute little park. I think my heart still lies with Santa's Village in New Hampshire, but if you're in the Muskoka, Bracebridge, Ontario area, heck, even if you're staying in Vaughan like me, going to Canada's Wonderland, I'd say come up and check out Yeti Trek. Yeti Trek's fun. But we're gonna head on out. So we have 2 more coasters to get to today before we head back to Canada's Wonderland for re-rides. And yeah, we gotta just hit the road. We gotta get going. We have a lot more driving ahead of us today for a couple more coasters that we will discuss once we get to those locations. But for now, I am out of here from Santa's Village, Ontario. And we have made it 3 hours plus to Owen Sound, Ontario. You're probably thinking, Chris, 3 hours, there must be another Alpenfury or a Leviathan there. Sort of a Leviathan. You'll see. So man, this place, I thought the place in Montreal gave me vibes of Enchanted Forest, the park I went to as a kid. But oh man, this place is even more so like the Enchanted Forest. Like buildings from all the storybook houses and fairy tales, and oh man, yeah, this is exactly like Enchanted Forest. This is insane. Yeah, Enchanted Forest had little houses like this. This is so trippy. This is the closest I think I've been to that park since I was a kid. When I see the coaster though. Well, a python is basically a Leviathan, right? Python, Leviathan, same thing. Yes, we came all the way here for another miler, Kitty Cred, and on the quest for getting every coaster in the province of Ontario. And this one was honestly the best of the 3 I've been so far on this trip. Better than Intrepid, better than Spare Time Express. Pretty solid. It's a Python pit, however, it didn't used to be at a Jeepers, and it wasn't called Python Pit. It was at another park somewhere, and I think it was just called like Haunted Roller Coaster or something like that. But yeah, no, not too shabby for a miler. But now we're heading back to Blue Mountain for some food, some alpine coasters, and I'm pretty beat. It's been a long driving day so far, so hopefully I got the energy to go ride Alpenfury and Leviathan later, but we'll see. Off to Blue Mountain. We have our second llama alert of the trip. Carl Weiser would be proud. We have made it to Blue Mountain. This place is basically like a mini Disney Springs. I mean, there's a hotel and resort, but there's also all sorts of food and shops, and here's a cookie place, kind of like Gideon's it looks like. We're getting some Disney vibes, but I gotta get this ticket and get on this coaster though. Ticket has been purchased. It's like about a 45-minute wait for this coaster, which is crazy for an alpine coaster. So let's go get on it. It is a scorcher out here, and the line actually says it's an hour. So I think we're gonna do some Q science and see if it actually is an hour. So just got off of Ridge Runner. The timer came in at 1 hour and 3. That was when I got off the ride. So I'd say the wait was probably less than an hour, a little bit less, but not too much less. I think it's as solid as mountain coasters come. Like, solid ride, really good ride. Probably my favorite of the 3 that I've been on so far. Out of Camp Fortune and Summit Saint Sever, and this one. This takes my spot as the best Canadian alpine coaster that I've been on this trip. But I might have put I almost said Cedar Point. I'm not going to Cedar Point. I'm going to Canada's Wonderland. I might have put that in some jeopardy because it's 6 o'clock right now. It takes about 2 hours to get back to Vaughan. So that only gives me from 8 to 10. That's basically going there and hopping on one ride of Alpen Fury. Because Alpen Fury will be like an hour by the time I get in the park. It'll be like 8:15, 8:20, an hour spent on the queue for Alpen Fury. Maybe I can get a ride on Leviathan, but I'm leaning towards just going tomorrow possibly, because I'm hungry and tired, and I don't think it'll be that worth it to go all the way to Canada's Wonderland for the one cred, or the one re-ride, possibly two re-rides. So I think I'm going to get some poutine, because I saw a good looking poutine place here. It's a cool spot here. But yeah, I'm going to get some poutine and head back to Vaughan. I may end up at Canada's Wonderland, I may not, we'll see. But first things first, poutine. Poutine has been acquired. This is the ballpark from Mile High Poutine. Just poutine with corn dogs on it. Nothing fancy about that. Okay, we are back at the Airbnb finally. Did not end up going to Canada's Wonderland tonight because we got back here around 8 and I had a lot of planning and stuff to do for tomorrow. So I decided we're not going to go to Canada's Wonderland tonight, but we will first thing tomorrow morning. We're going to go back before we leave Canada, because tomorrow we are leaving Canada. But it doesn't mean the trip is over yet. Just because we're leaving Canada doesn't mean the road trip is over. It definitely is not over, because I'm packing as much as we can into every day. So tomorrow we're going to start out Canada's Wonderland. We're going to get another ride on Alpen Fury, and we're going to get another ride on Leviathan. And then we have to head into Toronto to get to Centerville Amusement Park for their coaster. And they also have a cool dark ride. So we got parking, we got the ferry ticket. So we're going to go downtown Toronto, get into a garage, hop on a ferry, take the ferry to the Toronto Islands, get the coaster, ride the dark ride, hop on the ferry back to the parking garage, then go from the parking garage to Clifton Hill, Niagara Falls for the Franken coaster at House of Frankenstein, aka the roller coaster on top of Burger King. And that, if we can get both of those coasters tomorrow, I'll have done every single coaster in the province of Ontario, which was my goal, to do everything that I could in Quebec and Toronto. The only thing I didn't do in Quebec was this place Mega Park in Quebec City. I intended on going there originally, but even up until like a couple weeks before I booked when I booked my Airbnbs, one of their coasters was still closed, and I checked the website after I booked the Airbnbs to make sure I didn't like make a mistake and reopened or anything. But one of the coasters at Mega Park in Quebec City was not open. I don't know if it still currently is open. I haven't checked because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get there. But those two coasters at Mega Park, and of course, March of the Millipedes. You can't forget about March of the Millipedes. Those are the only ones I'm missing in Quebec. And then just these two tomorrow. Hopefully we can get it. I'd be pretty happy about that, because that's a lot of driving. Canada's Wonderland, of course, a lot of coasters, you'd expect something to be down at some point, but we managed to get everything up until this point. These two are the most I'd say these are the most problematic, just because of the difficulty. We gotta drive into the middle of Toronto, park, get on a ferry, take a ferry to an island, get the coaster, ride the dark ride, leave, back on the ferry, get out of Toronto, get to Niagara Falls, get on the Franken coaster, deal with parking, all that stuff. Probably see the falls too, because I've never actually been to Niagara Falls. I've been to the New York side, close to it, because I've been to the old Martin's Fantasy Island. It's pretty close to Niagara Falls in the border, but I didn't actually go and see the falls because I've always heard the New York side is not the fun side. I've seen a lot of videos from the Canada side, so I'll be excited to walk around there for a little bit. And then from House of Frankenstein, we will be coming back into the US. We're going to be staying in upstate New York for about 3 more days. So we have some other adventures planned, which I will keep under wraps until the day of, because everything in New York, basically, I'm going out and just what I wake up, what I feel like doing that day is what I'm going to do. There's some day trips that could take all day, but it would totally be worth it for my location. There's some closer parks. There's some really close parks. There's some all sorts of random things that I need in that area, in that general area of New York. So it's to be determined what we end up doing, though. But I think I know what I'm going to do for the most part. But we got to get through tomorrow first. It's going to be a very hectic day. Going over to Canada's Wonderland. Probably I'm trying to run to Alpen Fury again. Hopefully it doesn't break down on me this time. And then hop over to Leviathan, because I would be doing an injustice to myself if I don't at least go and get one more ride on both of those at least. I don't want to spend too much time because I do want to get those other 2 coasters and make my way back into the United States. But I cannot leave Canada and not go back on Leviathan, my 500th. Such a great moment that was. I just watched the footage from it over and over and over because it was so sick. And then going back to Alpen Fury as well. Alpen Fury blew my mind. That coaster was so good. I really need another ride on it at least, because I can't just say I rode Alpen Fury once. Like it's too good. I need to get at least one more ride on it. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Two re-rides at Canada's Wonderland. The final 2 coasters that we need in Ontario. Province completion. I don't even really have very many state completions. I mean, other than the New England states, like Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine. Technically Maine, I haven't been on one in Maine because Palace Playland, they got a new coaster, but it used to be at Edaville, which was at one point the closest park to my house. So I've been on the coaster technically, just not in Maine, but I've been on it. So Maine is complete as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I haven't really been on very many states. So to complete a whole province in Canada would be pretty sick. So that is the main goal for tomorrow, as well as get back into the United States. As much as I love Canada, I can't keep eating poutine every day, and I'm sick of seeing kilometers instead of miles. So yeah, back into the US tomorrow. Stay tuned.